Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Welcome, lovely community. We miss you. We miss you all, actually. This is like, I don't know how many days we've been in the quarantine up to now. However, it is what it is, and we're abiding with social distancing. I hope that you're abiding by social distancing as well. In the same time, in this Q&A sessions and interviews, we try to bring guests who are very well known to our community or not very well known to the community. However, they are subject matter experts in what they do. And our guest today is a director for the ICNIR Relief Office in New England, and she's a national director for the shelter nationwide. She looks after 23 shelters all over the United States. And actually, she's been there in the relief work for the past 15 years. She knows what she's talking about. And actually, she survived 3 executive directors. Please join me welcoming our beloved sister, Malika McDonald. Malika, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam. Alhamdulillah. I'm doing well,
Very busy
considering.
days for you, huh? Very busy days for you up to now.
Yes, we've been extremely busy.
So I know that you've spent many of your work and time in the relief work. Right now, this is the time. It's unprecedented time, I'd be say, and we haven't faced something like this before. So tell me, what's different in the relief work? What are you seeing different?
Well, what I'm finding, mashallah, is we're having to come up with new and innovative ways to be able to serve our community. So, for example, ICNA Relief, we've held food distributions in the past, but what we're finding now is we have many seniors, elderly, and those whose immune systems are compromised, not able to leave their homes to come to our distribution. So ICNA Relief is doing doorstep or curbside food deliveries to our elders and seniors, ensuring that they have the basic necessities that they need. Uh, we just held a food distribution yesterday, and what we're doing is basically a drive-through food pantry to observe social distancing and ensure that everyone is safe. And we are seeing many, many new people, many who have never stood in a food pantry line or never have come to a food pantry in the past for assistance, now needing our assistance and our help. So it's been interesting times of trying to come up with ways to meet the need while keeping myself, my staff, and my volunteers safe at the same time.
Yeah, this is very challenging, and what's really you're pointing to a very good point right now that you have seen new faces that they have never joined these food printers before. And how can we help? How the community can help?
I mean, there are various ways to help. Of course, we need funding, funding, funding to ensure that we have the essential items that we need, or through in kind donations, donating goods that families would need, non perishable food items, toiletries. Uh, we're constantly being asked for toilet paper. We're going through our stock supply of toilet paper, cleaning products. So people can assist, either by donating to ICNA Relief or donating in-kind donations, items that they would want for themselves, we would want for our brothers and sisters as well. And many of them just don't have access to those.
And how those like people who would like to have access to this ICNA relief products and services, how they can access you right now? You don't have an office. I know that you used to have an office in ISBC, but right now the office closed. So if people would like to access the ICNA relief support, how can they access those type of things?
Well, alhamdulillah, for the city of Boston, we just partnered with Community Servings in Boston, and we are offering prepared, it's vegetarian prepared meals every Tuesday from 1 to 3 at the ISBCC. We're doing it in the parking lot from our food truck. So you can drive in, don't even need to get out of the car, drive in, pick up your meals, no questions asked. We just ask your name and the city that you live in and the number of people in your family, and we'll give you meals for 1 or 2 days to sustain you during that time. We also have just got a new email address where people can contact us at. It's ICNA Relief New England, New England at ICNARelief.org. But of course, everyone knows how to reach me in Boston. You just ask somebody, they'll give you my phone number um, because I've been receiving
And I'm Sema. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Um, Anyone can reach me at ICNRelief.org is our website. My contact information, email, and phone number is on there. Also at Malika at ICNRelief.org, or just ask anyone, because most people in the community, they know me, they know how to get in touch with me. We're trying to help and serve as many people as possible in a timely manner. So although the needs are so great and it's going to be so overwhelming for any one organization to meet those needs, especially the financial needs. So what we're trying to do is some disaster case management and linking people to the resources that are available to them, but then also walking them through or navigating the system and walking them through the application process. For example, for Boston has a rent relief fund. People can apply up to $4,000 of rental assistance. So ensuring that that word gets out into the community and people know how to access that, or helping them apply for unemployment, letting them know what type of documents are needed, things of that nature. So we're kind of doing case management via Zoom meetings or virtually to ensure that our clients apply for what they're able or what they're eligible for. Alhamdulillah, we also just got some grant funding through the Boston's Resiliency Fund. We applied with 10 other immigrant serving organizations. We'll each have a share of that to quickly get out assistance, although limited, get out some limited financial assistance as well as food assistance to those individuals or families who are not eligible for unemployment or any other type of public assistance. So we're hoping to roll out that program soon, inshallah, to be able to assist families. But once again, that is going to be extremely limited, and it will be more so given in goods and services, inshallah.
That sounds great, Sister Malika, mashallah. So if I will put them like in a laundry list, like you help in food painters, you help in like the stuff that you can bring inside the homes, accessories. You help in advocating and walking people through how to apply for unemployment, how to apply for like grants and stuff like that you mentioned. So there's too many stuff that you are doing. And what about like, do you have volunteers to help you with that?
Well, we used to have a very strong and large volunteer base, but what we're finding now with the COVID-19 virus is a lot of our volunteers are not able or unwilling to volunteer at this time. Um, for themselves and for their families, they just want to be able to remain safe themselves. So we've seen a dwindling in our volunteer base, unfortunately. So once again, it just seems to be me and my staff who are doing most of the home deliveries. We
God bless
know
you.
another organization who did a monthly food distribution, and they actually stopped because of this. So volunteers are hard to come by.
Allah, mashallah, and God bless you. And I have Karen Fallon. She said, I ask Allah to reward you greatly, brothers and sisters, for the work you have done and continue to do. May He keeps His all under His protections. I mean, to that.
I mean,
I know that you look after shelter home in Amal Center as well. And this is something that I was wondering, what are you doing with those? And are they staying safe? Are they practicing social distancing? What kind of support? And actually, you mentioned something prior to this event, saying that there are other community member who's left outside the shelter. She cannot access the shelter right now because of the situation. How can we help?
yes. Well, with the transitional housing, with our women's shelters, what we've done is where we have space available, all of our clients currently have their own individual rooms. This way, they're able to observe social distancing. Our program was set up that our clients needed to be out during the day from 9 to 5 to look for employment, to go to work. We're now allowing our clients to stay in the facility 24/7. And we've also instituted a curfew, a new curfew. So at 7 p.m., all of our clients need to be in the facilities. And we're educating them and working with them on proper hygiene, washing their hands. We've put a lot of signage in. We put a lot of signage around the property, and then just really having constant contact with our residents. Our case managers are working with them to assure them that they have support. Because what we find is, especially those that are homeless, they're alone essentially. They don't have family, they don't have, much of a support network other than ICHRA Relief. So we're really assuring them that they're not, we're in this with them and we're here to support them. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, we had to make the decision based on recommendations from the Department of Public Health and healthcare providers to suspend any new intakes into our facilities to ensure that our current residents remain healthy and safe. I just seen a report today from the Boston Globe that 1 in 3 homeless individuals have contracted the COVID-19 virus, which is, those numbers are staggering. 1 in 3 people that are homeless have the virus. And so it's scary, that these people are not housed. But just recently, we have a Syrian sister who is in the Boston area who currently is homeless. We're not able to take her into the Amal Women's Center. Most shelters are under, advisement not to take new clients. Alhamdulillah, there's a group of sisters that are trying to support this sister. And once the government orders have been lifted, of course, she will be the first one to be accepted into the Amal Women's Center. But we're trying to come up with ways and means and solutions is how do we help her now? She's currently in a hotel, but that's just not sustainable. Trying to rent an apartment now, although we could be able to get her the rental assistance to get into an apartment, nobody is offering, new tenants to come into their, building. So it's a really extreme situation. We've been able to help her with food assistance and things like that, but housing her is the issue at the moment.
SubhanAllah, may Allah reward you for what you are doing. And if anyone would like to contribute to this particular case, please reach out to us. And definitely, I've heard about this sister, and she's suffering a lot. And may Allah alleviate her pain as soon as possible. So
when the case first came to light, mashallah, I think I received like 10 phone calls the same day about the same person. So the sister, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of people in our community who really do good, and we do come together when the time is of need.
Alhamdulillah, and this is like one case that we knew about. How about like many other cases that we don't know about? And we thank you for reaching out to them. And we thank you for all the good work you are doing, and then we thank you and thank your team for getting out. And I'm watching you on Facebook and social media, and you're doing a great job, you and your team. May Allah bless you for that, inshallah. And while we are staying safe here, you are like outside trying to take care of our community. May Allah bless you, Stamilika. Now, we know that all our organizations depends on fundraising, and part of this fundraising is coming in Ramadan. And Ramadan is just like 14 days away. So what's your plan? What's ICHRA Relief plan?
Well, I mean, anyone who's ever attended, their Islamic Center during Ramadan and for Taraweeh, that many of our relief organizations and other organizations come to the masjid for fundraising. And then we are going to be cut off from that. So our Islamic centers are not going to have the daily attendance for Taraweeh. Our relief agencies are not going to have that audience to be able to appeal to. So it's a bit concerning. I for a lack of a better way of saying it, it is a bit concerning. A bulk of our operating budgets come during Ramadan. So we're looking into, alhamdulillah, we had a successful telethon. Our first ever ICHRA Relief telethon was just a few days ago, and it was very successful. Alhamdulillah. So we're looking for new and innovative ways that we can celebrate Ramadan together. And also encouraging people, pledge or donate your zakat so we can ensure that those families that are in need are able to receive that zakat before the end of Ramadan. And I think this year, more so than any other year, because these are unprecedented times that no organization had ever prepared for. So we really want to be efficient and encourage people to give their zakat their zakat as early as possible. So because are not going to be able to have clients come into our office to apply. So we're going to have to work off of our old list. Alhamdulillah, we keep very good documentation of clients and those that are eligible. So we can call them up and be able to get that zakat out to them as soon as possible, inshallah. But, we're really asking people to continue doing what you've been doing in terms of supporting your local Islamic center, supporting ICNA Relief or MCSS or Majil Alhamdulillah and their food distributions, to continue what you're doing to the best of your ability, but also think about those in your community that are in need. We're all going to be struggling, and the best way for us to protect our wealth, the best way for our wealth to be blessed is to give fi sabilillah, to give to others that are in need, inshallah. That's going to lift us up during this time and protect our families and our communities, inshallah.
May Allah bless you, Sister Malika. And I second that, and I would like to tell you that yes, recently you are on the front line, and we at the ISBC have seen people asking for help and relief aids. We have never seen this before. New faces, and with new faces that we have never thought that they would be asking for anything. Apart from those we reached out to them and they're not asking, and we send them to you, and actually you will help them. So I think this is the time in our community we have to come together, and this is the time where al-shaytan ya'adukum al-faqr, the devil will promise you poverty. So this is from his side. So we please ask all our audiences and members from ISB and ISBC. This is where like the relief efforts goes, and this is the time that we need everyone's support. Not to, I wouldn't say like to be doubled, but at least keep what you used to keep every year. And if you have a surplus, and don't be afraid what's coming. What's coming is under Allah's destiny, and inshallah, He will reward you immensely. So
I just wanted to add to that,
sure.
inshallah. When you donate to ICNA Relief here in New England, you can see your donation in action. Anybody who follows me on social media, you can see where your donation is going. You can actually volunteer and be a part of that as well. Because we're definitely looking for volunteers and delivery drivers. But I also wanted to commend the ISBCC ISB for really being proactive when the coronavirus first hit Massachusetts, of doing their Launch Good Fund and collecting donations. Alhamdulillah, we're working with them and distributing those funds to our local communities of Boston and Cambridge to ensure that our neighbors, especially our Muslim neighbors, our gig workers, our Uber drivers, are able to get a bit of relief during this, but also just so they know, that the ISBCC and ICNA Relief are there. We're working together, and we will meet their needs the best that we can. But once again, it's going to take funds for that, donations, both, monetary and in-kind donations. But once again, we're really, there's some good coming out of this, because the relationships that we're building between organizations, whether it's the ISBCC, MCSS, MASS, ICNA Relief, IMSO, we're learning to come together and work together and allocate, and each taking a piece of that puzzle to be able to better serve the community and not stress out the resources.
I totally agree with you. That's why those organizations were built on like trying to help the community, and this is the time they have been, I would say, not forced, but like make a conscious decision to come and work together. If each and everyone have like a competency, and that's why they've seen the value in each other, and that's why they are coming here just for one reason, to help the community. Having said that, what I'm trying to tell each and everyone is like, whatever right now it's done, we need more. And actually, don't think that's the $5 or the $1 they are donating right now. I would say that's enough. It's enough. However, we need more of that. But this is a bless from Allah that He lets you donate that. But another bless, I would like you to see it this way. Another bless, that there are people out there like Malika and MCSS and other relief organizations right now will take this money and give it to the needy in our community. There are people outside right now while they are practicing social distancing and being in isolation. There are people outside in the streets trying to knock doors and do food pantries and bring food to our needy in this community. So the bless is you giving money, and the other bless that's there are other institutions that distribute the money. So please remember this while you are making a donation for whatever organization you decide to donate to. Malika, we have lots of elderly in our community, and I understand that you mentioned that. Do you have like names for our elderly in the community? Because like most likely I can go out and make shopping, but they can't. So do you have like names for them? Do you have addresses? I know that you as like Eknor very clever and very smart in the database, but I mean like elderly.
Mhm.
In
Well, I can't necessarily share their personal information unless I get their authorization to do so. But what we've been doing is we have a lot of requests coming in. People are referring clients to us. We do have an online form where you can sign up for food deliveries. So a lot of people have been signing up their mothers. We've actually had people calling from out of state who have their parents here, asking us to help them and bring food to them. We do have a list of people who have applied for assistance in the past. We are checking with our clients to see who needs what, and then we can ask them, can we send a volunteer to deliver these food items for you? So that's something that we can definitely, if people are interested in doing that, when we get the request, we can link that request to you. Oftentimes we provide the items for you to be able to bring to the elderly person. But it's just a matter of, I'm just concerned with, next week, the week after, that these requests are going to become too much for myself and my staff. So we would definitely look for volunteers to do that. We've had
awesome.
a couple of people who've gone out in the community. We have linked them up, and they've gone and they've made those deliveries, and just their reflections afterwards of how it made them feel to be able to go and make this delivery, but then also hearing the gratitude from, the recipient. It has just really made their day. I often tell people, working within the community and serving those that are in need, we don't do this for us, for them. We do it for ourselves. I mean, I get so much more out of giving of my time, of my energy, and helping those that are in need. I truly believe that I receive so much more than what I'm actually giving. The satisfaction, the feeling of of helping. I tell people, like, mashallah, I never have to worry about anything. You know, Seeing others that are so much less fortunate than I, but then being able to be in a position to help. I truly believe that all of my worries, all of my needs come from Allah. He sustains me. Alhamdulillah. So, it kind of brings me back to a lot of people right now are struggling. They have a lot of anxiety and concerns. We've been getting calls where people are depressed and, really worried about their future. So I think, if you're feeling some of those um, feelings, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your bubble, and, check on your neighbor. If you have elderly in your community that you know of, check on them. If you don't have the resources, but connect them to ICNA Relief. Um, this will really help us get through this period of, if we're feeling, depressed or have anxiety or we're worried, it'll really help get you through this period of time is by serving someone else. Helping someone else is helping yourself. But furthermore, that's another service that ICNA Relief is offering during this time is virtual counseling. We have a licensed clinical therapist. Sister Ali Al-Bannister, who is available for appointments, and she can do Zoom counseling sessions with you. They're one-on-one. Everything is private and confidential. And of course, with ICNA Relief, everything is free. There are no charges for our services. So feel free to reach out to me, and I can connect you with Sister Aliyah if you feel that if your feelings and your anxiety is interfering with your day-to-day activities, with your daily life, and it's consuming you, please reach out. There's no shame in reaching out and asking for help. And Sister Aliyah is very wonderful. And once again, everything is confidential.
Awesome, awesome. This is like a wonderful statement. Thank you very much, Sister Malika, for this, like all the things that you are doing. Again, can't thank you enough. Once again, if you'd like to reach out to the elderly in our community, we do have a partnership, ISBC and ICNUR Relief. And actually, I've read some very good emails that's things are moving very well today. And reach out to us, reach out to ICNUR Relief. If you're interested to volunteer, please reach out as well. And I've seen Maha says that, MashaAllah, may Allah bless you guys. Thank you, Maha, may Allah bless you as well. MashaAllah, sisters are doing a nice job. Thank you very much, Majid. Jazakallah khairan. Afaf, she said, Assalamu alaikum, alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi Afaf. So, thank you very much, Sister Malika. I wish, I know that Brother Zakaria, our director, he changed the title because actually the title was like relationships and domestic abuse and relationships, which is something that you mentioned that you have extensive experience and would like to talk about it. However, because of like your brand is definitely helping people, helping our community, doing relief stuff and community service, this is like took the 30 minutes from this. However, we ask you permission so that you be our guest again to talk about what you have seen inside the families, because you mentioned that you have seen stuff that's not appropriate, what you have seen inside the family during this period, and what kind of abuse that you have seen up to now, and how can we move from this while we try to prepare for Ramadan and getting close. So how can we maintain our spirituality while at the same time trying to deal with the abuse cases? But because of like the time this time, would like to thank you very much for all your efforts. And again, if you do have any links they would like to put so that people can reach out to you, please put it down in this live, and hope to see you again. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khairan, and I hope to see you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalam.